Happy Monday, and welcome back to another episode of the Unstuck Career Podcast. I am solo today. I'm by myself, and I want to share something with you that I have been thinking about. I finally put it on my calendar, and I want to invite you to participate in a live, interactive, goal-setting masterclass. Let me tell you what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and how you can take advantage of it at no cost. This is not going to cost anything other than a little bit of time. So, what I've found over the course of many, 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 many years of my life is the system that I had been told, the system that I'd been taught, the system that I had been um, under the impression was what everybody was using for setting goals, for setting my New Year's resolutions that failed me every single time. SMART goals, you probably heard of those. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Some people, sure, there are some unicorns, there's some unique people that I'm not going to get into why, but there's some people that have been able to make SMART goals work. I am not one of those. And so I want, as we're a couple weeks now, 3 weeks, I guess, before the new year, I want to help you, and really I want to help me, but at the same time, I'm going to help you come up with New Year's resolutions that won't fail this time. I want to help you use a goal setting system that actually works. We rely on motivation, and that is the wrong way to do it. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people, and I don't know the numbers, I didn't look it up, it's not important, but most people, use yourself as an example. Most people, most of us fail on our New Year's resolutions, and most of us don't even make it through January. Most of us don't even make it into the middle of January. I think statistically, most of us are gonna we're gonna give up on our New Year's resolutions before the end of the first week. And I think about one of the times that I set, it was a bold, ambitious goal that was exactly what I wanted to contribute to my life, to add the value that I wanted, to let me become the version of me that I wanted to be. And it lasted, I think, 2 days because I had the wrong system. It's not laziness. And we judge ourselves, assuming that we're just being lazy. That's not it. Motivation is going to last for a day or two, but it is not going to last the whole year. It's not going to last even the whole month. It may not even last the whole week of January 1st. Motivation isn't going to be the solution. A better framework is going to be the solution. And I'm telling you this because I've been there. So that goal that I talked about, I could give you several examples. I could talk about the time that I set a goal to start my job. I set a goal to get the new black convertible that I wanted. I set the goal for all sorts of different things, how I was going to build my business, etc. And every single time that I set any kind of a goal using the wrong system, I failed, and I failed hard. And the problem with failing and failing hard is the way that I interpreted that. This is because of the way the SMART goal framework had been taught by people that I trusted, people that I loved. My dad, for example. The system didn't teach me, what do I do when I don't feel like it? What do I do when I'm not hitting my targets, my milestones? And so what I discovered is that, first of all, we're always setting goals. We're always achieving goals. Anything that you've achieved is because you had a goal. It may not be a goal that you realize that you had, but it's a goal that you had, and that's why you've achieved it. So let me give an example of what it might look like for you to actually achieve something. And I'm gonna give you an example of something that I didn't want, something that I didn't think I had any interest in achieving. And the short version of the story I've shared probably some of this on the podcast before, but I had a couple of years ago, my son, my oldest son, and I were talking, and he said, "Dad, we should get our ham radio license together." And I thought that would be fun. We father-son activity, something we could share, something we could do together and develop that relationship. Now, ham radio, I don't know much about it. And my father-in-law, big time ham radio operator, had the whole setup in his basement, antennas and the oscillators, everything. All this stuff is over my head. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And so I really kind of had to just brute force my way through the exam. The exam is, I think, 35 questions. You have to get 75% or something like that in order to pass. And in order to broadcast on a ham radio frequency, you have to have a license. The FCC requires it, and there's some penalties and fines if you don't. And I passed the test. It was great. And then I had this wacky idea that I would get there are 3 levels of tests. There's the technician, that's the entry level. Then there's the general, which is kind of the mid-range. And then there's the extra, which is the expert level exam. And I had this crazy idea that I should get the general and then the extra. And we're talking about a language that I don't understand. This is electronic type stuff, ohms and amperes, and I don't have any idea. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It is literally a foreign language to me. And I passed the test and I got my general. And then I had this crazy idea that what if I get the extra? And to be completely transparent, I didn't even know what that meant. I didn't know what having the general level license over the technician would even mean. What kind of difference does that make? And certainly didn't understand the extra and how that would be a benefit, but I did it. And it was miserable, and I hated just about every second of it. And I passed the test on my first try. Why do I tell you this? Because a goal doesn't have to be something that you want. It just has to be part of a system that you follow that guarantees success. Now, I use the word guarantee a little bit advisedly because I can teach you the system. I can teach you the method that if you follow it, it's guaranteed. But I can't guarantee that you'll follow it. And that's why I hesitate even a little bit. But here's how the system will help you if you decide to come visit the masterclass that I'm going to be teaching on Saturday this week. If you're listening, watching live, or the day that this drops, this coming Saturday, it is, I think I have it on my calendar for 10 a.m. to 12. It'll be 2 hours Eastern time. And I'll give you information on, if you're interested, how to access it. Why? Why am I doing this? Because I discovered, after, to be completely open, after 55 years of failed goals, I finally figured out something that works. And it has worked consistently enough for me and for other people, clients that I've worked with. It's worked consistently enough that I want you to have a better 2026 than any year you've had before. Let's make 2026 our best year ever. And this is what I want for myself as well. And I would love to have you come along with me. If you decide not to, that's totally fine, because I get it. I was a goal hater for decades, and I just refused to set goals. And again, like I said, it doesn't change the fact that I actually had goals. I just wasn't choosing them myself. I was letting life choose them for me. So if you decide to join me, fantastic. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to go through the system. This is a system that makes your goal actually a shifted identity, which is why it works. If you change your identity, you change your outcome. We're not just making a wish list. This is all the stuff that I want, and I hope it comes to me. No, we're going to actually do some identity shifting that's going to make it almost guaranteed that we're going to achieve those things. We're going to learn about how to deal with those days that you're just not motivated. You just don't feel like it. And with that goal that I referenced early on, my goal was I was going to go to the gym. I think I had 5 days a week, 5 days a week, every week. This year, I'm going to do the gym. I'm going to get in shape. I'm going to lose the weight, all the things. And I think it was day 2 or day 3 that I thought, I just don't feel like it. And so that goal, I don't know that I went back to the gym. Day 3, had already given up on it to the point that I was not just sidelined, I was completely out. I'm going to teach you how to deal with the lack of motivation, because motivation isn't what creates our success towards our goals. And motivation is just something that we need to learn how to deal with. I'm going to help you set a goal that is ambitious, but it's not going to be so demoralizing that you completely disconnect in the first week, 2 weeks, month. And I've created this specifically for people like me who had not had a successful outcome or a successful experience with goals, really, in my whole life. I built this masterclass so that if you think you need more willpower to achieve what you want, you're going to learn that you don't. It's not willpower that's going to solve the problem. It's the structure that nobody's ever taught you before, that if you follow it, your progress is going to be inevitable. Now, are you going to hit the goal in the time frame that we discussed? We'll talk about how to deal with that, but I don't know, especially if you're doing something that you've never done before. You've got to do things that you've never done before. And we may guess right on the timeline and we may not. So I don't know. If you join me live, I'm going to provide a worksheet, and I'm just going to make this available on the live call. I probably will cut up the the video and put clips on social and things like that, but it would not give you access to the worksheet. That worksheet is going to be kind of the framework for how do you set your goal. I will be there also. It's live. It's me live in person-ish on video. And so if you have questions, raise your hand on the call and bring your questions and I can address those. I want to help you get clarity on your specific goals, the things that you want to achieve. This is not going to be just generic advice. This is going to be personal based on where you are. It's going to be early enough in December that you'll have plenty of time to really sit with what is it that you want to accomplish over the next year. And little hint, I'm thinking about doing a January challenge, a 30-day challenge. So you get the first notification on that and join with that. So what you're going to walk away with is you're going to walk away with a system, a method that's not going to fall apart when things get hard, when they get messy, when they get uncomfortable, when they get boring, when you just don't feel like it. I'm going to teach you how to have confidence that you can actually do this. You can actually achieve things beyond what you imagined. And the system on how you can follow through so that you can make the progress, again, beyond anything you've ever done before. I'm going to teach you how to find a goal, how to set a goal or a series of goals that will reflect your future identity, not your past results. I'm going to teach you a simple way to be consistent, and you don't have to rely on how you feel. You won't have to rely on your motivation. I'm going to teach you how to deal with the lack of motivation. And of course, you'll have that worksheet they'll have available for everybody who's on the call. If you join me, fantastic. If you don't want to join me, that's fine. I understand this may not be for everybody, but I want you to think about, let's just suppose that you decide, nope, got this. I'm going to figure it out on my own. That's fine. That's fine. That's great. And I love that for you. But I was talking to a client a while back, and he said, one of the things that I'm realizing is if I don't change, and actually the way he said it was if nothing changes, then nothing changes. So here we are at the end of 2025. If you don't make some kind of a shift between now and let's just say a year from now, December of 2026, what is your life going to look like? The fears that you have right now, they'll be the same fears that you have then. If you feel stuck in life, in direction, in purpose, in impact, in work, in whatever today, and you don't make any changes, you'll feel stuck then. If you hate your job today and you don't make any shifts in identity or in practice, in the things that you're working towards, you'll be in the same boat. Might be a different job, might be the same job, but it's still you. And you'll still have those same frustrations that the goals that you've tried for in the past just don't stick. So that's what you would be leaving behind. I understand that. And that's fine. So here's what I want you to do. If you want to join me, again, Saturday, the 13th of December, 10 a.m. Eastern time. I try to make it at a time that would be the least inconvenient because I have talked to a couple clients that want to join and they have things going on Saturday afternoon. Get it? Me too. And so I'll do this in the morning. Let's do it in the morning. If you're Pacific time, then it'll be 7 in the morning. If you're on the East Coast, then it'll be 10 a.m., 10 to 12, 7 to 9 in the Pacific time zone. So we'll knock it out early. So you'll get the actual masterclass, the content, the system. I'm going to give you the worksheet, how you can start brainstorming your goal ideas and start actually making progress towards the life, the version of you that you want. And live, interactive Q&A, I'll help close that gap for you. So if you're tired of setting goals over and over again, and sometimes for me, it was even the same goal year after year after year and getting the same mediocre or lack of results, now's the time to do something different. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So Saturday, I'll see you live. Think about the thing that scares you, and we'll talk about how to get that. We'll make that stick. And I am looking forward to it. I will send information out, or I'll include information in the comments on how to register, how to make sure that you have raised your hand to say yes, I want in, and give you the information on how you can join us live. I'm looking forward to it because I want my 2026 to be more amazing than my 2025 has been, and this year has been fantastic. I want next year to be off the charts. And so come join me with making next year your best year ever. There's no reason not to do that. Thanks for watching. I look forward to seeing you on Saturday, and let's make it an amazing new year.